Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is the long-awaited for part 6 of Stuck Together. And if you haven't already seen the community post about it, I've turned this one-shot into a mini-series because it was so popular. So all up, there's going to be 14 chapters of our beloved winged idiot, Hawks, we love Hawks, and winged Yin. Enjoy. Surprisingly, Hawks actually did have dessert in the kitchen. You had low-key thought that he didn't have dessert there and was just trying to lure you in so that he could tackle you and drag you to the bedroom, which you weren't opposed to, really, if you're being honest. Want more? Hawks asked as he threw down the last mouthful of food. No, I'm good. That was really yummy though. You're a good cook, you complimented him. I'm a sucker for compliments. Be careful or I might just fall on my knees in front of you, Hawks replied with a cheeky smirk. You hummed smugly, sitting back in your chair and crossing your arms across your chest as you raised an eyebrow and gave him a lopsided smirk in return. Such a good boy, you added, flicking one leg up over the other and looking down your nose at him. Why don't you go ahead and get on your knees then? The look on Hawks' face. You didn't think it was possible to make Hawks blush, but there he was, sitting there, pink in the cheeks with his wings vibrating a little. Come on, you clicked your fingers and pointed at your feet. Obediently, he pushed his chair back and dropped to his knees in front of you. It made you feel so powerful, seeing as you had been under Hawks at one point, with his toned body moving on top of yours. You remembered how strong he was in that moment, so to be able to control that felt like nothing else on this earth. In a bold move, you lifted your foot and placed it on his head as he shuffled forwards with his head lowered, just to show your dominance. You know what? I kind of like this, you said with a chuckle, breaking character for a second. You know angels and demons both have wings, right? He uttered with his head down. I can switch between the two roles, seeing as I have wings as well. You knew at that point that you weren't in control as much as what you thought you were. He still had a quick tongue and knew the ropes when it came to power play, and you stiffened a little. Demons and angels are under the rule of their gods, are they not? You asked back, trying to match him as you put pressure on his head with the sole of your foot. That's true, he replied. Are you god of the demons or angels? I haven't decided yet, you quipped. That's also true, because I haven't revealed which I am yet. You couldn't see his face, but you could feel the smirk radiating from his very being. I am your master regardless, you announced defiantly. All of a sudden, Hawks was gone from under your foot, and a hand was pressed down on your windpipe as your winged associate appeared behind you and held you. Ever heard of a coup? Hawks uttered into your ear. When the rebels try to overthrow the government? You asked, finding that one of your arms had been seized as well. Exactly, he chuckled. I'm demonstrating it right now. Unhand me, you said in mock sass as you tried to stand up. A playful fight broke out as you tried to escape Hawks' grasp, but it was a lot harder to get out of the hands of a winged human than it was to get out of the hold of someone without the ability to fly. Down the hallway you tussled, throwing sparring-type punches and blocks, until you had ended up in Hawks' room, on his bed, that was a circular shape, like a nest. Hey, this is actually really comfy, you said as he pinned you down on your back. I thought you'd like it, seeing as we're the same type, he said with a soft smile in the dark. Your lips met then, and your mind was slowly hijacked by thoughts of him, until the only thing left was his name on your tongue, as you raked your fingers down his bed sheets and gripped into them while he took care of you from behind. The next morning you awoke to his soft feathered wing over you, and you pulled it down to see if it was bright outside. It was very bright. In fact, it was so bright that you had to squint to save your pupils from being burnt right out of your skull. You moaned. What time is it? It's okay. I rang in this morning and said that you and I were out on another mission and had been held up and wouldn't be back till later. Hawks mumbled from beside you. I love your lies, he replied with a sleepy smirk. He huffed through his nose, and you snuggled up under his wing again to kiss and cuddle a little longer. It was very much later that you strode into work, and your co-worker took one look at you and knew something had happened. Hey, spill, she whispered as she had gotten you alone in one of the office stalls. Spill what? The goss, she said, snapping her fingers. Girl, you are floating on cloud 9. What's happened? Is it that obvious? You asked, letting your guard down. Yes. Are you and Hawks together? Now, why would you immediately pull his name into this? You asked, genuinely curious. She had been the same co-worker to tease you about him way back before that fateful mission night where you had just broken it off with your ex. Because the last time I saw you, you were going on a mission with that hunk of flying hot sauce, and I haven't seen your ass since. Then you come parading back in here like you've been taken to heaven and back. Have you all been between the sheets? What? Where would you have got? I don't even... The more you stalled, the more she deadpanned at you, like she knew you were lying, and she was getting more and more disappointed the longer it was taking you to admit that you had slept with him. Okay, twice, you finally whispered. Is he as good as what they say he is? She asked with a quirked eyebrow. I'm not answering that, and thank you for reminding me of his player origins, he said, a little jealously. Well, I saw him in the hallway, and he seems like he's changed his tune. He's not flirting like he used to before. You're blunt, but that was oddly comforting, you admitted, your wings softening in their hold from the sudden tension that you had felt in them a second ago. You serious about him? She asked, because I think he really likes you. Yeah, I think I am. I don't know, it's too early to tell, he said thoughtfully. I just got out of a long-standing relationship with a dropkick, and I'm just a little burnt, you know, so I don't want to rush things. Just keep it quiet for now, please. I don't think anyone else knows. Knows what? Hawks asked as he strode in. You jumped with fright and spun to face him. Nothing, leave. And it's lovely to see you too, Hawks said with a chuckle. Your coworker gave Hawks a smug look, like she knew what he had been up to, then turned and walked away, and you let out a sigh. You okay? He asked. Yes and no. My friend there has already worked out that we're seeing each other, but I kind of want to keep you and I on the down low until I feel a little bit more settled, if that's okay. You could ask me to dress in drag and do the hula, and I'd still be 100% okay with it, Hawks joked. Why do I get the feeling that you do actually want to dress in drag and do the hula, though? You asked him, reaching up to poke him on the tip of his nose. Because I do. I'm going to do it for the end of year party, he chuckled. Be my date for the night? Absolutely not. Ah, come on, he chuckled as you turned and walked away, with him following you. Want to dress up with me? We could learn a dance together. Not on your life. Your voice and his could be heard getting more and more distant down the hall. I'll wear the sparkly stilettos. Wait, let me borrow yours? How do you know I even have sparkly stilettos? I just know. You went dancing at the club 3 years ago and wore them. You're such a weirdo. Get away from me. You love it. And there ends part 6 for now. Stay tuned for part 7 tomorrow. Same time, same place. See you then.